Thank you. Thank you very much, Isaac, for the introduction, and welcome everybody onto today's call. So before we begin today's session, I would like us all to observe a moment of silence, I would say, in order to internalize what it is that we want to achieve on this call and to take down, I hope you have your pens and papers or your notepads on your computers to be able to jot down some of the key pointers that we'll be sharing with you today. If you're also not speaking, please endeavor to switch off your mic and video. Thank you very much. So, business growth. The question I want to ask each and every one of you on the call today is, what does business growth means to you? What does business growth means to you? Are you crystal clear on what that is in terms of the numbers, in terms of the metrics that you want to measure your business growth with, or are you simply going with the word business growth as in expanding to new cities? What does it mean to you? So before we continue on the call, I want us to take a minute to write down or to jot down what business growth means to you. And then some of you will be asked to volunteer to share with us what that means to you so that we can set the intention for our call today. So while we're observing the moment of silence, I'm going to give you a brief story on how we started our business and also what makes us capable to be able to share with you some of the strategies that we'll be sharing with you today. So about 5 or 6 years ago, officially 5 years ago, we started this company, Financial Express Limited, and we started from a very humble beginning. We initially did not conceptualize the idea of what we have today. Our business has grown over time based on response to what the market demands are and based on the response, or I would say the impact of what our expertise have evolved into. And business growth has meant different things for our business at different stages. Let's see, and anybody else who is not speaking, please unmute yourself because we can hear an echo and we wouldn't want that to be interrupting with the conversation we're having today. I can also see Apia Kubi Samuel. Your mic is unmuted. Kindly mute yourself. Alternatively, the host can mute participant option to avoid any interruptions during the call. So do we have a few of you that have written down what business goal or what business growth means for your business today? And would you like to share? If yes, you can either share in the comment or you can raise your hand so we can unmute you and then you can come on to today's call. Thank you. Do we have any volunteer or shall we proceed just with the training? So Hayatuddin Mustafa says it means transaction to me. It means traction to you. So the question is, what is traction for your business? Do you have a specific number of users you want to download your app if it's an app you're working on? Do you have a specific number of customers you want to acquire? Do you have a specific written number of partners you want to reach, paid advertisers you want on your platform? Whatever it is your business is. It is important for businesses to find. Please, someone should unmute himself, or the speaker, the host should mute Samuel. There's a guy called Samuel, and his noise is coming onto the back. So you need to write down at every stage of your business, if it is 3 months, if it is 6 months, or it is 1 year, what does growth means to you within this period of time? Why it is important is so that you can have a basis for evaluation of your performance. Because if you don't know what growth means to you or you haven't written it down, anything that happens, you will just accept it as though this is growth. So does anybody else want to share what growth means to their business if they have a specific number of customers that they know they want to achieve, a specific revenue they want to generate this year, specific number of maybe new countries they want to venture into, etc.? If yes, you can drop in the comment section below. If no, be sure to write that down as we are going through this workshop. And then after the class, you also sit down and define what that growth means to you in order for you to apply some of the strategies that we'll be sharing with you. So let's move on to the next slide, please, Isaac. At the end of this session, we have a big promise. And the promise is all of the strategies that we are teaching you today are based on our personal experience of growing our business over the past 5 years to a 6-figure business per annum in US dollars year on year since 2019. The strategies that we are going to share with you are strategies that we have used personally and some of our clients have used and taken the necessary action to take in the lessons that have learned and implement it on their business, and they have seen tremendous progress. And then also at the end of this event, we are going to have a special offer for those of you who would want to work one-on-one with us here at Finance Express Limited to take your business to the next level. So be sure to stay on in order to access the benefits available for the first 15 clients who reach out to us after this call. And one of the things also is that I'm going to promise you is that if you implement the strategies that we are going to share with you today, not all of them, because not all of them may apply to your specific business. First of all, you have to decide what strategy or how does this strategy of strategies you're going to utilize and implement and execute upon consistently without complaining whether you get the result or you don't get the result in the next 1 week or 1 month, and continue to tweak the strategies based on the feedback that you are getting from the marketplace. You will eventually be able to experience massive growth. Why I'm saying this is because we've done a lot of programs and we've interacted with a lot of people, and some people are just good with participating in an event and not implementing the things that are being learned. So ensure that if you're a business owner or a business leader or a team leader in a company that you want to see grow, you take note of some of the strategies that we are going to share today and you put them into action in your specific way. Let's move on to the next slide, please. Thank you. So the first strategy, and before I talk about the first strategy that we are going to share with you today, I'd like to take you through or give you a little bit of background about myself and how I have journeyed through to become who I am today, which is still work in progress. I started the business in 2017, which is just about 5 years ago, but unofficially we started the business in 2016. And we started a business from a place of need or identifying a need and immediately taking action on the need, getting customers within 24 hours and finding a supplier to broker deals on his behalf. One of the reasons why I'm talking about this is because a lot of people say they want to start a business, but then they don't have a capital to start the business. They want to start a business, but they want to rent a shop before they can start a business. They want to start a business, but they want to find a mentor or a coach to teach them what they need to know before they start the business. They want to start the business and all they're thinking about is their logos and the colors of what their brand is going to be about, without actually thinking about the two most important things when you say you're running a business. A business exists to generate revenue, and for revenue to be generated, there either has to be a platform, digital platform that you are utilizing. So let's say, for example, you are a trader, you're an online trader, you don't necessarily need physical customers, but you need a platform and then you need a knowledge to be able to apply in order to utilize the online market opportunities that you are seeing or trade opportunities for you to make money. But if you are a regular business owner, a service provider, or a product seller, you need customers. So customers and revenue are the two key foundations or elements that you need the most when you're starting a business. Where can you find your customers and how can you utilize your personal contacts to become your customers during the early days of your business? And then how do you intend to generate revenue? And revenue can be generated without having too much money. One of the reasons why I say this is because we started our business in 2016, but officially we registered in 2017 with less than $200. Less than $200, and 5 years later, on an annual basis, we are making at least $100,000. Some years are more, some years are less. However, we have made a commitment to make this work and to repeat our revenues or to ensure that our revenue continue to grow year in, year out. So the question is, how did we do this? You're going to get some of the answers during this call, and then also you'll get some of the answers if you decide to work with us one-on-one to help you to scale your business or to start your business towards the right trajectory. So the first reason or the first strategy is defining your why. Why are you in business in the first place? And defining your why needs to come from two perspectives, from my experience. It needs to come from a personal perspective, and then it needs to come from a business perspective. So personally, it could come from a place of poverty. Personally, it could come from a place of wanting to be financially independent. Personally, it could come from providing for your family. Personally, it could be to be able to afford the good things in life. Personally, it could also come from a place of contribution. You want to contribute to your community, or you want to make a difference in your community, and you want to utilize yourself in order to be of service to others. On the business perspective, what is the why? Why are you in business? What transformation what transformation is your product or your service going to create for your customers? So somebody who is having, let's say, a coach who is in the fitness and wellness space can say that their why is to empower people to be able to live their life feeling confident about their body. So if you know your why, this is going to keep you consistent when you lose motivation. So when you lose motivation, which you will definitely lose, all of us lose motivation at one point or the other. But when we remember our why, it keeps us consistent because consistency wins eventually. So the question is, are you willing to stay consistent until you win eventually, or are you going to decide to only stay consistent when you are motivated and move or jump from one idea to the other without experiencing success in it? Why did you go into business? Do you know why? You need to write that down, or you need to think about these questions. What is your business enabling for you to have or for you to experience? Is it enabling you to have a lot of money? Is it enabling you to have freedom? Is it enabling you to be able to decide what you want to do with your time, when you want to go to the office and when you don't want to go to the office, when you decide to travel around the world or when you decide not to travel around the world, when you, does it experience you or allow you to be able to contribute to charitable causes that you care about, or to see your family when you want to see them without having to take permission from somebody? You need to know your why, of why you want to grow your business or what your business is enabling you to be able to experience. And then also I say that you need to know what transformation your product or service has on your customers. And last but not the least, why does it matter? And this is not why does it matter to somebody else? Why does it matter to you? Why is it important for you to be in this business? Why is it important for you to show up every single day, day in, day out, night in, night out, to continue to promote your business, to continue to take the necessary action to grow your business to the next level? Why does it matter? If you don't know your why and you don't crystal clearly define your why, which your why may change from time to time, so you will easily give up on the idea or on the efforts that you're making to grow your business. You easily give up when people say no to you. When you go through 100 leads and nobody says yes, you easily give up. You wouldn't learn what did you do different, what did you not do different. You just say people don't like me and people don't like my business, or I don't think I can do this because I'm not good at it, because you don't know your why. But when you know your why, you remain deeply rooted in growing your business. And another thing also is, this workshop is not here to tell you not to quit on your business. There may come a time where you need to transition or even leave the business you are in to step into a new role or to step into a new company or to start a new business altogether. This is not about telling you to stay on a business that is failing or that is not needed in the marketplace or whatever. But for that business which you have so decided within the season of your life that you are in, this workshop is to give you the practical strategies on how, if you are committed, you can grow that business to the next level. So we can do it this way. After every pointers, either have a question and answer session, or we'll go through all the 7 pointers And then please be writing down your questions so that at the end of the strategy information session, you can ask the questions in relation to how it affects your business. So let me know which one you prefer in the comment section below. But while we're at it, we are going to move on to the next strategy. So I can see here that somebody says use travel and tourism as an example or a case study. Okay, I hear you. We'll see how to go about that. The second strategy that we have employed that has helped us to grow our business to the next level is improving our leadership skill and building a winning team culture. And one of the things I want to say is that leadership does not begin when you have a team. So if you're here and you're a solopreneur, doesn't mean that you are not a leader. You have to define first what leadership means to you. And you need to recognize that leadership doesn't necessarily mean you have a large group of people that you need to manage. And it doesn't begin when you hire your first, second, or third, or fifth, or 100 employee. Leadership begins when you make the decision to want to lead your life towards an organized perspective in order for you to acquire some results, to influence your life, to discipline yourself, to be able to become the person that you need to be in order to run your business or to run your organization in the manner in which you want it to grow. So somebody will ask a question in relation to, for example, social interactions, right? So does it mean that because I have a company, I shouldn't go for a party? Or does it mean if I have a company, I shouldn't have a boyfriend, or I shouldn't have a girlfriend? Or does it mean because I have a company, I shouldn't do this? No, it doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that you should operate with a higher level of responsibility, accountability, and integrity. So you have to first define what leadership means to you. And then also, like I have said, I'm going to demystify, or I have already shared with you at what point you become a leader. You need to define for yourself what that is, but just be reminded that leadership doesn't begin when you hire your first employee. You need to build your character, and you need to be a person of integrity. So building your character could mean sticking to a routine. It could also mean sticking to doing the things that you say you are going to do. Building your integrity has to do with delivering on your promise at the time and at the space that you promised the other party that you will. So when you start a business, let's say you start a travel and tour agency. Somebody says I should use travel and tour agency. And then you say you are going to organize a trip to Kakum, and you're looking for 100 people to show up. And eventually, instead of 100 people, you got 7 people. And then you decided that you want to cancel on the trip. It could, not it will. It could mean that when you cancel the trip, to some people, you are not going to be seen as a person of integrity. However, how you communicate to the people that have already signed on and were excited about your trip, that this is the reason you're canceling because the overhead cost is going to be more than what you're going to generate, and you don't have the money to be able to add to it, or you're not willing to add to it, so you will reschedule this to another day. How you handle situations, how you resolve conflict, how transparent you are when things don't go right, communicates your integrity. Let's give an example. Okay, we're in the business of foreign currency exchange, and somebody sends 20 million naira. This is as at 2017, when we don't even have 1 million naira of our own money. Integrity means paying the customer what we have agreed we are going to pay him and not running away with his or her money. Integrity means when we say we are going to deliver within 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or 15 minutes, we deliver within that 15 minutes. Integrity means when we agree on a rate and the rate has not adversely changed, we honor the rate for our customers. Integrity means when we commit to saying, I'm going to show up on your podcast, or I'm going to show up at your event, I do so the time that I say I'll do so. And if I become incapacitated to be able to show up, I let you know in advance so that you can make the necessary replacement, or I can even suggest a replacement for you. Integrity simply means doing the right thing at the right time and doing so with basically integrity. Another thing also is delivering on your promise. A lot of people don't deliver on their promise, and it even goes with business owners. Classic example, which I believe maybe everybody on this call has experienced. When somebody comes to you to borrow money, they will be so humble. When it's time for them to return the money, some of them can even get aggressive with you because you're asking for your money. But the person, you borrowed the money to the person, or you lend the money to the person because you agreed on a promise of repayment at a specific date. And if you are collecting interest at a specific interest rate, if you're collecting a profit share at a specific profit share. So as a business owner, you need to deliver on your promise. If you don't deliver on your promise, you're just going to see that you'll be having a lot of one-time customers. They'll come only once and they won't come again. And you'll be asking, what happened to this customer? I don't see them again. Now they're buying from this person or they're patronizing this person. It could mean that you're not delivering on your promise, or your customer experience is shit, which we are going to talk about later on. It also means choosing the right people for your business. When you decide to hire people, hiring is not an easy job. There are a lot of unemployed graduates, there are a lot of unemployed undergraduates, but there are not a lot of right people. And sometimes you can perceive that somebody is right, and when the person comes into your organization, you realize that
Oh, okay. So I think our speaker is having some network challenge at her end. She'll join us very shortly. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so she's off the call. I think she's experiencing some network challenge at her end, so she will join shortly. So at this point in time, if we have any question or if you have any experience we would like to share, let's please use the chat box to put down our questions. So when she comes, she will attend to all these questions. If you want to share any experience too, you can let me know so that we give you the platform to share your experience with the audience. Thank you. So before she comes in, this event is brought to you once again by Financial Express Limited, and we are a trade facilitation international business development firm, and our focus is on making business and trading goods and services across borders more reliable, easy, compliant, and cost-effective. Our service delivery is in partnership with our extensive network of enablers in more than 20 cities and 9 countries, mainly in West Africa and the Middle East. So the purpose of this event is to let business owners of small scale, medium scale, and large scale understand the proven strategies that they can implement in their businesses to experience a massive growth in all areas of their business, growth in customer retention and acquisition, growth in revenue, and growth in resources, and growth also in trainings. So our services include but not limited to trade payment and facilitation. We also offer business setup advisory. We also offer business consulting. We also offer tax and accounting services and other value-added services. So our speaker is back, so we'll hand over the platform to her. Welcome back once again.
Thank you, and thank you for your understanding of delayed connection. Okay, so I believe we stopped at the second strategy. If you have any questions, you can either ask or let us know if you want to ask the questions at the end of the session. Mr. Isaac, kindly go to the third slide, please. Thank you. Mic check 1, 2. Can you guys hear me? Kindly let me know if you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Okay, so the second strategy we discussed was improving your leadership skill and also building the right team, or building a culture, building a winning team, basically, or culture for a healthy team. So in the nutshell, it's very important for you, if you want to grow your business, to understand that building a business is a leadership position. And whether or not you have employees, you are leading your customers, you are serving the community, you may even be working with government, you are required to pay your taxes, you are required to file your annual returns, you are required to register your business in order for you to transact at some level. And it is all part of your leadership ability to be able to respect and to do the right thing and be responsible. You are also a representation of your business, so you be mindful of the impact your personal behavior has on your business and the perception of the value that you offer. And you need to be conscious in the way that you treat your employees, in the way that you treat your customers, and simply just be a person of integrity, treat people with dignity, and do the right thing at the right time. Now let's come back to one of the most essential aspects of every business. Every business needs to have a product or a service that you are selling. You cannot be in business if you don't know or don't have a product or a service. So travel and tours, again, you are selling maybe tours, you are selling travel consultancy, you are selling maybe honeymoon destinations or honeymoon packages. You may be selling team bonding activities. Do you understand, or do you classify the different product and service that you are having? And do you know what problem your solution or your product is solving? Or are you simply just selling your product or service? So I would like to challenge everyone on this call to think about and identify the problem that their product and their service is solving and sell it with their full chest. Nigerians have this say of doing things with your full chest, which simply means going all out and embodying what you are doing with no shame. When you are in business, there is no shame to sell. There is no shame, or you shouldn't feel as though that you are disturbing people talking about your business. You are disturbing people talking about your product. You are disturbing people sharing your customer testimonials. You are disturbing people posting on your social media or on your WhatsApp status. Anybody who has a problem with it has a problem with your business growth. And that is their problem and not yours. So do not feel afraid, or do not feel intimidated, or allow anybody to intimidate you for building and selling your product with your full chest, literally. So when somebody contacts, Africans have this attitude of saying, are you still in? One of the things that I personally do not like, the words that I don't like, is still. Because when you say still, you are talking about stagnation. If you ask me, are you still in Ghana? Or are you still doing the Forex Bureau business? Or are you still doing this? It means that either you do not see value in what I'm doing, or you feel like I have outgrown that thing, or you have sort of disrespected my business. So don't allow other people's limitation of what they think you should be doing stop you from building your business. But it also doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to yourself and sometimes to other people on taking the next step forward in your career. So it's very important. So let's come back to this strategy. When you identify the problem you are solving, let's take a random business, fashion and accessories. You're selling clothes. But are you simply just selling clothes? Or are you selling confidence? Are you selling self-love? Are you embodying body positivity? Are you empowering women to be able to feel confident in their own skin? So one of the reasons why it is important for all of us as we are building our business to know the problems and to communicate or use even the problem that we believe that our prospective customers are having to sell our product is that it creates an emotional connection between you and the customer. A classic example I would say is, let me see, what is a classic example? Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has, I don't know, I'm coming. I don't know what their tagline is, but it has something to do with refreshment. Even though you and I know that in the true sense of being, or in the healthy sense of being, Coca-Cola as a drink is not, for me, okay, let me talk about myself, it's not a refreshing drink because I don't like soda, right? But to somebody else, let's use Nike, yes, Nike, do it, right? Do it is a tagline for Nike. They're selling shoes, but they are not selling you the shoes. They're selling you the possibility or the what that they're selling. They're selling you the idea that you can do it. You can build that body. You can run. You can do whatever it is that you put your mind to get done. And that is one of the reasons, or one of the taglines that Nike has used as a marketing campaign to draw in millions or even billions of people all over the world to get crazy about their products. So what problem are you solving? And can you embody that either in your marketing, or can you embody that even in your product sales or in the way that you communicate the value that your business does? And then another thing also is you have to do everything you're doing with excellence. It doesn't matter if you are having a factory or if you are just having a corner shop at the end of your street in your area and you are selling your products. You have to show up in your business with enthusiasm. You have to deliver on your service or on the product that you are doing with excellence. Let's assume that you are running a barber shop, very classic or simple business that anybody, let's not say anybody can do, but a lot of people do in our community. And then in your shop, on a normal basis, when somebody comes, you don't even talk to the person. You just let the person sit down there and you don't ask the customer, oh, what would you like to do with your hair? Or you don't have a booking appointment system. Anybody can just walk in. It all depends on you. But you have to define how you intend to show up in your business with excellence. Is it about customer care? Is it about ensuring that the speed of your service is faster than the usual or is faster than your competitors? Is it about ensuring that your service is accessible conveniently without your customers having to come to your physical office space? COVID happened and a lot of companies or a lot of businesses suffered because they didn't have the digital infrastructure or the remote work infrastructure to be able to render their services even when their customers couldn't come to the office space. So you need to focus on what matters the most: customer acquisition and designing a simple but a great experience. So element of great experience is speed, is convenience, is competitive pricing, depending on the industry you're in. In some industries, it's luxury pricing. In other industries, it could be even about affiliations with other brands or with other experiences. So Dutch says, revisit the link, we'll continue the slide for the use. Okay, I don't understand your message, so please resend the message you have sent onto the group. So let's come back to this strategy. Why it is important for you to do your business and to sell your product with excellence is that automatically it will differentiate you from the crowd. We live in a mediocre society where people just want to do the bare minimum and get the maximum results that they can. And customers are beginning to increasingly demand for more, demand for better experiences, demand for better pricing in some industries, demand for a higher level of convenience, demand for options. So in your service, do you have options or do you have only one option? If there's anybody here who would like to share with us how they have been able to create a customer experience or a great customer experience, you can either write in the chat box or reserve it till the last part. Are there any questions in relation to identifying the problem that you solve and selling your product and services with your full chest and doing it with excellence? If so, let us know in the comment section. If not, we will move on to the next slide. Thank you. Okay, who likes money? If you like money, just raise your hands, please. Just raise your hands or beep your mic. Who likes money? It looks like the people on this call don't like money, so we may have to. Okay, so Marie says she likes money, or she raised her hands. Who else likes money? Can you all tell us why money is important? Give us one reason why money is important in your life or in your business. Kindly write in the chat box. So Marie says, I love good money. Let us know in the chat box why you need to have money. Why do you need money? Okay, I like money. So I can see Hayatuddin, I can see Chris, Avel says they like money. Time freedom. So somebody says he likes money because it gives him time freedom. Makes a lot of sense. Give us more reasons. Why do you like money and why do you think money is important in your business? I'm still waiting for the answers before we continue to the next slide. 4 people is less than 25%. Money is important to keep the business running. That's why I like money. Okay, good. Because it provides options to live a better life. It's an essential fuel that drives businesses. Absolutely. So this, with the energy we are having in the chat box, I love money because it helps in pushing your vision. Yes, I agree with you on that. So with the energy in the chat box, we are going to transition to the money part of the strategy. The first money part of the strategy is figure out what your cash cow is and never settle on one way of milking the cow. Who has ever been to the poultry farm? Who has ever been to a poultry farm? Sorry, I say a cattle ranch, not a poultry farm. A cattle ranch. Who has ever been to a cattle ranch? Can you tell me in the chat box below, what are the different uses or a ranch owner uses his cows for? I'm waiting on your answers before we continue on to talk about this strategy. I love money because it helps you push your vision. It solves majority of the problem. How many uses of a cow do we have? What do we use a cow for? Somebody should tell us in the chat box, please. Okay, somebody said meat and milk. That's okay. And how many uses for milk do we even have? Milk, and manure. Meat, milk, and manure. Okay, that makes sense. What about the skin of the cow? Skin of the cow is also used for leather. Good. So a classic example. Let me use a car wash as an example, as a means of transportation in some worlds. Exactly. It can also be used as a collateral. You don't have to actually kill the animal for you to get money from the animal. You could also get cheese from the cow. You could get milk from the cow. You could get, I don't know if wagashi is also cheese, but I think it is. You can also use it as a symbol of wealth or decoration. So thank you all for sharing. I love money because money answers everything. And for businesses, it's the lifeline of staying in that business. Very important point made by Mercy. Every business needs money to survive and to thrive. Every business needs to have sufficient cash flow in order for it to be able to manage its risk, to meet its obligations, to compensate its employees, to compensate its directors, to compensate its founders, to repay back investments. It needs money to be able to serve the community. Money is absolutely important. You cannot be in business and be shy away from talking about money, learning about money, growing your money, and identifying multiple ways in which you can make money in your business. A very classic example, let's use a car wash, or let's use a car dealership. Yes, I think a car dealership rather. Let's use a car dealership. A car dealership could be in the business of renting the cars, could be in the business of selling the cars, it could be in the business of swapping cars, it could be in the business of even loan services by collecting other people's cash and giving them money in exchange. And if they default, they sell the cars. It could be in the business of, what do you call it? Luxury pickup services. It could even go into concierge services. You can rent the cars, or you can use the cars at your site, or they can pick up celebrities from the airport and use the cars when they are not in their country. So I want you to think about your business and figure out what is your cash cow. Let's assume you are in the chocolate business. So I have why am I not seeing myself? So I have a chocolate in my hand right now. I don't know whether it's a chocolate or it's a biscuit. This is made in Korea, I think, Korea or Japan. I guarantee you that this company, just like Unilever or Nestle, has several lines of products and services. So in your business, do you have only one line of products and services? Or do you have several lines of products and services? In order for you to grow your business, it's not absolutely essential, but it is absolutely helpful. It is important to have diversified products and services. It can be in the same line of business, or it can be in a different line of business. I was making an application earlier this week, actually. I've not submitted the application. And it says that what is the biggest challenge, or one of the questions was, what is the biggest challenge or risks about my company and my industry? And there are lots of challenges, which we could have said, but we choose to say that one of the biggest challenge is economic downturn, unexpected economic downturn that could affect the purchasing power of our customers and then thereby reducing our revenue. Why did we choose this as a response? This is currently one of the biggest challenges that almost every business is facing. And one of the reasons why businesses are facing that is because they have not adequately, either they have not adequately diversified their products, or they've diversified the market in which their customers come from. It's also possible that they do not look anywhere outside of their business. So let's assume you have a chocolate factory, and during the lockdown, cocoa production was still going on. However, supply chains were affected because some farmers couldn't go out to farm. Some farmers had COVID. Shipping companies couldn't work properly. The ports were full, and the cost of shipping things became more expensive. So your value chain was affected, which could mean that you could not be able to produce sufficient amount of coffee if you're a coffee producer, or you could not produce amount of Milo if you're a Milo producer. However, it is also possible that you already have a lot of cash flow or a lot of liquid assets at hand that you could have invested in a company that was in the health space, or you could have invested in the production. I don't talk about vaccines, but in the production, let's say, of vaccines by Pharma M or whatever companies in the US and other places were producing. You could have invested in logistics services because people demand for logistics, on-demand logistics like delivery service was on the skyrocket high because people couldn't go out to shop, but they wanted to shop. So that is an example of, so let me explain the strategy. In every business, you need to know the specific products or the specific group of customers that generates you the most amount of money. And you need to pay attention to serving those group of customers with a higher level of excellence. This is very important because at the end of the day, we all say money is important. We all know why we want to have money, but if we're not paying attention to where the money is coming from, let me turn off my WhatsApp, it's making noise. If you're not paying attention to where the money is coming from or who is giving you the most amount of money, either in terms of product or in terms of customers, you are just going to be running around cycles and not moving forward. So I want you, if you're a business owner on this call, to figure out which of your products, which of your service is generating you the most amount of money. And you can do this by going through your bank statement. You can do this by going through your ledger books. You can do this by checking your sales record to figure out either the products or the group of top 5 or top 10 customers you have, and then build on that. Build on serving the existing customers who are generating you the more money. Build on getting them to refer other customers to you, and build on your marketing more of those type of customers rather than just going for everybody. The same thing, if it's a product, you should either increase your production capacity of the product or increase the amount of time, if you are a consultant or you're a service provider, that you dedicate in promoting that particular product. If you don't do this, you are not serious about growing your business. We've done this in the past and it has helped us tremendously. We continue to do it till today, and we continue to listen and watch the data. And then one bonus point I would like to share with you guys, this is not a strategy, this is a requirement. Every business should keep records, not only of the money that you are making, but of the things that are happening and they're impacting your business. With the things, the customers, you need to have a customer database. You need to know your transaction values. You need to know the cost of sales. You need to know your revenues. You need to write. The worst any business can do is tell me you don't have a sheet of paper or a book. The worst you cannot say you don't have is have a book that you write down everything that happens on your business every single day. Revenues you generated, people you paid, people that paid you, amounts that is due to you, amounts that you need to pay to other people. You need to have data. If you're running a business and you don't have data, then you're not serious at all. Literally, that's what it means. And you will not be able to identify what your cash cow is. The second thing is product diversification. For some businesses, so let's come back to the application issue I was talking about. We choose to say that one of the greatest challenges that we have in our business is, or the risks that we have in our business is the risks of unforeseen economical downturn that can affect our customers' purchasing power. If our customers' purchasing power is affected, their businesses are affected, we're not able to generate sufficient revenue. So one of the things that we have done is we have diversified our products and our services. We have essential products and services that it doesn't matter what is happening, people will still need those products or need those services. And then there are some services that we know are going to be affected based on another classic example, because I've already given a classic example with a car dealership. Now let's assume you are a baker, you are a caterer, you are selling, what do you call it? You're selling snacks. You can sell the snacks, you can teach people how to make the snacks, you can consult in confectionery services for other people who want to start the snack business. You can write about the market conditions in your country and contribute to research papers. You can speak at events that are in relation to the food and wellness industry. You can advise people on the types of ingredients they can use when they are cooking. You can create even a community for chefs or for cooks or for women to learn how to use different ingredients or leftover ingredients to create snacks. However, the typical caterer will only sell snacks. So in a situation whereby people don't even have enough money to eat, are they going to be buying snacks? They won't buy snacks. But it is possible that they want to learn how they can make their own snacks at home. You don't have to give them your secret recipe. I'm not saying go and sell your business secret recipe out there. If you don't want to, if you want to, you can do so. However, depends on the market you're in. I wouldn't say I advise or don't advise that. It's a decision for you to make. Diversify your product offerings. If you're a coach and you normally do one-on-ones, right? You get your money from people booking for them to speak to you about their problems or about their business or about their health, and you help them through a process. And then due to economic downtown activities, people no longer have the extra budget to be able to do that. Perhaps you can now move from doing a one-on-one to doing group coaching. You can now start writing, perhaps. You can now start contributing to other people's news or articles. You can now perhaps even create a product that you were talking about or you were teaching about to start selling to your community. Let me give a simple example. I used to have a coach, which was called Temitope Food Therapy Nigeria. And one of the things she does is weight loss and weight maintenance management coaching. She has a program where she gives you a food plan, and then there's a group that you join for a specific group of time. So that's, for example, one product she has. Then she has another group that after you graduate from the course, it's called the maintenance group. And then she sells the measuring cups that you need to be measuring your food to ensure that you're not eating too much. She has the scale. She even has, what do you call it? Wealth and fitness materials like this skipping rope. She has many other things that she is doing outside of her primary business. This is important for you to have or to build if you don't already have, and to begin to nurture the community to buy those products and services. And then the last but not the least is what we call arbitrage opportunity. Arbitrage opportunities, I would say, are opportunistic. No, how do I describe arbitrage? Arbitrage opportunities are opportunities within your business that allows you to, within a short period of time, most of the time it doesn't last for a long time, to within a short period be able to generate a huge amount of money or a tremendous amount of revenue by utilizing a gap yes, let me call it a gap that you see in the marketplace. And the gap is very simple. What you are selling or what you are buying and selling, you find a market that can sell to you at a way cheaper price than you are currently producing yourself or you are currently finding in your existing markets. Somebody says I should kindly come again with the product diversification, right? Okay, I'll talk about it again. But I'm talking about arbitrage opportunity. So arbitrage opportunity let me give a classic example. Let's assume you are in the products industry. You are selling these jars, these containers, and maybe you used to get it for 20 cents from your existing manufacturer. And then something happens in the market, and in Vietnam, somebody begins to sell this for 10 cents instead of 20 cents. Arbitrage opportunities are not found just like that. You need to be researching, you need to be contacting people, and you need to be actively looking for those opportunities. So when you figure out that there's somebody selling this same jar that you are buying for 20 cents or 10 cents, you need to immediately and quickly test that market to buy that jar of the same quality. Don't go and buy inferior qualities, of the same quality, and come and sell it for your 25 cents or 30 cents you are selling. So now your margin has moved from 0.5 to 0.15 or 0.2, which is abnormal. So arbitrage opportunity gives you abnormal profits. And this can happen either for products or for service industries. But I don't think it happens for all industries. So if you need any further information or any further advice on your specific one, you can book a one-on-one paid session and we can share with you more on how you can look for these opportunities in your market. So somebody says I should kindly go over product diversification. Product diversification simply means have more than one product you are selling. You can have a main product that you are selling, but develop other value-added products that you can sell. So let me use my business or company as an example. We have 3 or 4 main products. Actually, we have 1 main product, and then we have 3 or 4 other departments or product lines. Trade facilitation, for example, is a product that we have. We have advisory service. We have trade payment service. If you want to pay somebody in Dubai, you want to pay somebody in Nigeria, you want to pay somebody in China, you want to pay somebody in Ivory Coast, we can do that. If you also don't want to pay them through us, but you are looking for us to advise you on how you can collect payment from X country or from Y country because of the inefficiencies that may exist in your banking system or in your country, we can advise you on that. If you want us to broker you a deal, to find you a manufacturer in China or in Dubai or in Turkey, we can do that for you. Again, we now have tax and compliance service, which in some people's perspective are 2 separate industries, right? This is trade industry and this is now tax and compliance. So we don't call ourselves an accounting firm, or we don't call ourselves only a trade facilitation firm, or we don't call ourselves a bureau de change. We call ourselves a management consulting firm because we render several products and services that help businesses to grow their business and to trade across borders more efficiently. So we have training programs, we have consulting service, we have consortium service. You can pay us if you have a project and you need somebody from the outside to come and have a look at the project and advise you on what to do. You can pay us on that. You can pay us to help you implement the project together with your team. Every product has its own price. Every product is generating its own separate revenue. So if you are a baker, for example, that I gave an example, you are selling food. Don't only sell food. Develop a product that enables you to be able to train people who are in food school or food manufacturing, I don't know what they call it, confectionery school, to come and do internship with you and they pay a fee. Open up to teach people in your community how to cook and they pay you 50,000 naira, 500 cedis, 1,000 Ghana cedis. Open up yourself to people who organize conferences that is related to the food and wellness industry so that they can pay you to come and speak at their events. So you have multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income can be created within your business. So product diversification allows you to have multiple streams of income from your existing business. So for the purpose of time, we're going to move on to the next strategy because we still have 3 or 4 more strategies to talk about. Build your ecosystems, relationship and partnership that can help you to scale. A lot of people build their business in silos, and that is the reason why they don't move forward quickly and sustainably and experience a massive level of growth. You cannot grow your business alone. You need to build the community. You need to build the partnerships. You need to connect with people and opportunities that can help you to scale. A lot of people are afraid of competition. I'm not afraid of competition. I turn my competitors into my collaborators. If you are doing the same business as I'm doing, I will connect with you, and sometimes I will even buy from you, and I will sell to my customers. Sometimes I will go to you for advice. Other times I will give you free advice, because I believe that the market is so big for all of us to be able to serve all the customers. Unless you are Microsoft, even Microsoft has competition. Even Apple, Samsung is trying to compete with Apple or is competing with Apple. Android users they'll come and hold me. Do you understand? So the world has 8 billion plus people. One company alone, your company, cannot be the only company serving 8 billion people. Everyone has their market share. So take out the perception of competition is a bad thing. Competition is not a bad thing. Competition can be a very healthy driver for growth. Turn your competitors into your collaborators. I didn't say send your customers to your competitors. Create a relationship with your competitors. Create a relationship with people who have done what you are doing before you do. It doesn't have to be in the same country or even in the same city. You can connect with people running your kind of business in Europe, in China, in Turkey, in Asia, in Australia, in the Caribbean, and learn from them. Success leaves trails, and you cannot build by yourself alone. Another thing also, the people that you are reaching out to, and you're not just asking. Also, in building relationship, always come from a place of value. Don't be a taker. Don't be the only person who is always taking. Oh, what do you think about this? Oh, can I have this? Can I have this? What are you offering to the other party? So build relationship with people, build relationship with government institutions that concern your department or concerns your business, build relationship with competitors, build relationship with other companies that are supporting people in your industry, and develop the partnership you need to be able to scale. So I want to talk about expansion strategy. Some people think that before they can expand into a country, they need to go and set up the company over there. They need to go and hire people. They need to have hundreds or tens of thousands of dollars. They need to go and set up a factory or set up a shop over there. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. I didn't say you don't have to do that. You don't need to do that. You can expand your business by hiring somebody from that country while you are in your country to start the work you need them to do to validate your proposition in that market, to build your contact, to get you distributors, to get you customers. You can expand your business by leveraging the expertise of other people in that market. You can build or expand your business by partnering with other companies doing the same thing you're doing in your country, in those countries, so that they can send you customers when they have customers that want to do business in your country, and you can send them customers when your customers want to do business in their country. And then both of you also can decide that you're not going to send each other customers, but you're going to represent each other in this country or in that country. If you need more information about this for your specific need, you can book a paid consultation and we can give you more information on that. It is faster, it is cheaper for you to be able to leverage on other people's existing infrastructure. Let's assume you are a bread manufacturer. Bread, I think, is one of the easiest products to give this example of. Bread manufacturers don't always have their own bread selling shops. They go to supermarkets to sell their products. So what is your own supermarket? Is there a market space that you can advertise your products or that you can sell or you can get to sell your product? Can you use influencers that you don't have to pay, but you give them a commission from sending you business? Can you use your competitors who you are not serving the same type of customers? They're in this level and you're in this level, or you're in that level and they're in this level, so that they can send you business and you guys can share in the profits? You need to think about how to start building your ecosystem. Can you build a referral system such that your customers are rewarded financially or given a discount for referring new customers to you? Are you even utilizing and asking for your customers to give you feedback on your service? Or do you think that you are automatically right and your service is the best that there is available? So I challenge you to rethink about how you want to build your ecosystem, how you want to who you need to build a relationship with. Have a list of the partners that you want to have and begin to reach out to them using a digital platform. So you don't need to just physically go to their country or something like that. Build relationship with people on LinkedIn, attend relevant events. If you can't speak at relevant conferences, and you would automatically begin to build a tribe and the network of people that can help you to be able to expand your business across borders in different ways that you thought were traditionally possible. Let's move on to the next slide as we are running a little bit behind schedule. Thank you. Okay, strategy number 6. You have to follow the money trail and you need to reduce your financial risk. You cannot be running a business and not know your numbers. You need to know what are the essential metrics for evaluation of your performance. Is it average number of customers served, average number of new customers acquired, average number of transactions you are processing in a day? Do you know that? Do you know how much money you need to make on a daily or on a weekly basis in order for you to reach your year-end target of generating 10 million naira or 100 million naira or 200 million naira at the end of this year? Do you know, do you have an understanding of where your money goes, the revenue that you're generating in proportion to the cost of sales that you are incurring? How are you collecting your revenue? Is your revenue scattered? Anybody at all in your business can collect the cash, or does your revenue go to a specific account or group of accounts that only a few authorized people have access to? Do you have control over your revenue generation activities, your collection and trail, or is it just loose? Anybody can pay to anybody at any point in time. You can't do that. If you do that, you leave the opportunity for fraud to happen. You leave the opportunity for theft to happen. So you have to close all the loose ends. Do you do account reconciliation? Where is my book? Every business owner should do account reconciliation on a weekly basis at least. Either you do it or your accountant or whoever is in charge of that part of each product line. You need to know how much money you are making. You can't be running a business, you don't know your numbers. You need to check the number of customers you have, the revenue you have generated, the expenses you have incurred, your suppliers, how many of them have you paid? Is anybody owing you? Do you owe anybody? You need to know how to prepare a simple balance sheet. Everybody should know how to do that. If you are a business owner, if you cannot, which I don't think anybody cannot do anything, you should learn what is account reconciliation for your business and create a simple metrics for doing that. If you need help on that, you can contact us and we'll be happy to do that for you at a discounted price, like we say for those people who are on this call. You also need to diversify your team's responsibility. The same person who is authorizing transactions should not be the same person paying the customers and reconciling the book. That's a risk of fraud happening. So you need to diversify responsibility and ensure that you, as much as possible, eliminate. You cannot eliminate totally, but you reduce the risk of fraud occurring. You also need to have control mechanisms. One of the control mechanisms is what is the minimum order quantity that people have to order from you if it's a product? Do you sell any quantity at all, or do you have a minimum quantity that people have to order? Do you manage? How do you manage your receivables? That means when you buy things on credit, if you are buying things on credit, how long does it take for you to pay your supplier, and how long does your customers take to pay you? Do you give people your product or your service on debts? And how are you managing the risks of default payments? If you don't give debts, are you risking losing other customers? Can you get a third-party collection company to collect your funds for you or not? All of these things are important. Do you have insurance for your business? Do you have insurance on your assets? Do you have insurance on the things that you're using to produce your equipment? Or in the case of fire, or in the case of fraud, or in the case of theft, are you going to lose all your assets? Do you also have external consultants that can come and evaluate the performance of your business or give you a third eyes feedback on how you can improve your processes? You have to follow the money. If you don't follow the money, you will have no idea. I met a woman on a plane 2 weeks ago when I was coming back to Ghana. She told me she brings things from the UK to Ghana to sell. And I asked her, so in her shop right now, does she know the total number of goods that she has? And she said, oh, the things are plenty, so she doesn't know and she can't count. I said, but you just complained to me that people have been stealing from you. So If you don't know the quantity of goods that you have, or the stocks that you have, or the money that you have, if you're in a money business, how would you know when people are stealing from you? How would you know the profit margins? How would you be able to track your business? So you have to follow the money. And then also following the money also means looking for new ways to make money, optimizing your business. Don't be leaving money in your bank account and thinking that you are rich. You can't leave money just in the bank account doing nothing. Worst case scenario, put it as a T-bills, treasury bills, for your government to pay you an interest or a profit share, however your perspective of financing is at the end of the day. Don't keep money just sitting down there and doing nothing. There are so many money strategies that business owners don't do that cost them a lot of money and makes them lose out on the opportunity to make more money. So follow your money trail, ensure you reconcile your books, ensure you know the assets that you have, you know the stocks that you have, you know the liabilities that you owe, and you commit to paying those liabilities on time, as well as commit to getting your money from people on time. Reducing your financial risks is a whole and one of the most important things you can do. You can also reduce your financial risks by determining the kind of financing that you get to run your business, whether it is debt or it is equity, and what the contribution of the other party is. There's so much that you need to do, but they are so simple. They are not complicated. I would be happy to share with you on a more personal basis how you can create some of these systems to work for your business. Let's move on to the final strategy before we talk about the bonus session, and then we will take questions and answers. The final strategies are two strategies. You need to revisit your processes and you need to build your system. What has worked for you and what hasn't? Do you know? Who are the customers that have generated the highest amount of revenue for you? What processes work best for you and your employees? What relationships have produced the most result? What expenses did you incur that has given you the highest revenue return on investment? Do you know the important information about what has worked and what has not? And are you listening, or are you simply ignoring these feedbacks? And then you need to build your own systems. Every business needs a system. You need a system for your revenue generation and revenue collection. You need a system for managing your employees. You need a system of compensation. You need a system of conflict resolution. You need a system on how to create new relationships. You need a system, account and financial management system. You need to be able to tell and have a laid down procedure on how even customers should be served. And you need to keep refining the system over time. And you don't have to do this all by yourself. If you are just starting out, you can learn, look out for what your competitors have done, other people in other countries. Don't only be looking at Ghana or Nigeria or whichever country you're coming from, because most people on this call are from Ghana and Nigeria. Don't only look at what people in your country alone have done. Look at what other people in other countries have done and strategies that they have employed. Create relationship with these people. Learn from your industries. Adopt the things that have worked for others. You are not going to be the first to do whatever you are doing in its entirety. You may be the first to do it in your own way, but there is always a trail that you can follow. And then based on what has worked for you, and based on the customers and employee feedback, develop a system and build a system that works for you. Let's move on to, so we promised to share with you 7 strategies that has helped us to grow our business tremendously and consistently over the past years. However, we're not going to give you only 7. So we have a few bonus strategies that we would like to highlight. The first, like I've shared earlier, is keep the data and study it. You need to keep data of your customers. You need to keep data of your suppliers. You need to have Excel sheets for the bare minimum, Excel sheet on the information, on the metrics of your performance evaluation. You need to also study this data from time to time. You need to know your sales data. You need to know your receivables data. You need to know all the most important things you need to know for your business. Also, you have to keep learning, unlearning, upskilling, and relearning. Life is changing, business environment is changing, complex things are coming up, diversification, digital transformation is happening, which will be the last thing I'll talk about after the question and answer sessions. And the future of work is changing and impacting the way that we do work. Business is changing and you need to keep learning. So I don't think because you have a degree or you don't have a degree, that's the end of it. Learning as a business owner is one of the most essential things that you can do to be able to help and build your skill further. You need to invest in building new relationships and mastering digital marketing. You cannot, I wouldn't say you cannot run a business without being online, but if you want to run a highly scalable business, you need to build your digital footprint and not just digital marketing. You need to know, what do people see when they Google your name? What do people see when they Google your business name? What are you presenting to your customers, and how are you utilizing the digital platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all those platforms? You don't have to also be on all platforms. You can choose your platforms and decide to monetize on those platforms, decide to build communities on those platforms and market your product and services. And you need to listen to the marketplace. You don't live in isolation. You're not the first to do what you're doing. You're not going to be the last to do what you're doing. So listen to the marketplace, learn from the marketplace, and keep upskilling. Last but not the least, okay, second to the last, you need to have an after-sales service. After somebody buys from you, is that the end of your relationship with your customers? Do you take feedback, either written, video format, or digitally on Google reviews or on autopilot? Where are your customers giving you feedback? Do you also take just positive feedback or negative feedback? Do you give aftercare services? Do you have any form of value that you can render to your customers even after they buy your products? Do you have any form of value? So this, for example, in our case, one of our after sales value is even this event we are doing. Some of the people on this call are our customers. Some of you are also new people that are just seeing us for the first time today. So you need to develop an after-sales service. You need to ensure that your customers are happy and they're satisfied with your products and they refer your business to others. And last but not the least, never settle, but make sure you enjoy your time and you enjoy your journey. Building a business, especially, please unmute yourself if you are not speaking. Building a business is not easy. You're going to lose money. Sometimes you're going to lose friends. You're going to lose family members. You are going to face frustrations. You're going to even lose your mind sometimes. So you need to remember to take care of yourself as a business owner. You need to remember to create moments of joy in your life, and you need to enjoy the journey and then seek for help when you need to. Don't try to do everything by yourself. And don't think that you have to prove anything to anybody. Just work on your own pace and keep learning, keep growing, and simply enjoy this process. And know that your first business may not be the only business you will do. You may develop other businesses. So what you do now is going to influence your future. It's going to influence your ability to tremendously generate revenue, build communities, have customers that are happy and they're satisfied with your product and services. So at this point, we are going to be taking questions and answers. If you have any of them, you can kindly unmute yourself if you have a question, or you can drop the questions on the chat box. While we are waiting on the questions and answers, I would like to introduce you to our company. If you are just joining us for the first time, this is Finance Express Limited. We are a management consultant firm that specializes in international business development, trade facilitation, trade payments, as well as compliance consulting. We render a number of products and services, which we are happy to share with you by email. However, just to give you a tip of what we do business consulting. So if any of you who is on this call has a specific business and they want to be able to access any of our consultants, myself, or any of the other consultants, you can feel free to book a paid session or book a free discovery 15 minutes call to determine if our skill set and your problems align so we can solve your problem for you. We help you set up business in Ghana and also in Dubai. We assist you with all the tax, accounting, immigration related issues that your company may have. We also offer trade payment services like I've shared to Nigeria, from Ghana to Dubai, China, and several other markets. And if you have any specific trade payments needs, you can also contact us for advisory. We offer product sourcing solutions and a range of other value-added services. Mr. Isaac, kindly go back to the question and answer slides. And after the question and answer slide, there's another information I'd like to share with the audience. So please let us know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to answer them. So you can either unmute yourself or type in the chat box below. Please go to the next slide. So somebody says, how do you make or enforce your people follow the system and structures you put in your place? Okay, I believe this is a HR related question. First and first, I think it's also has to do with who are the people. So you need to create the structures and the systems, not in isolation from the people. And you should involve them in the creation of the policies. If it's a new company in particular, if it's an old company, you should have policy and system review sessions so that people can be able to share with you what they like and what they don't like, and you can be able to make a case for even the things that they may not necessarily enjoy following. So first, include them in the creation or refinement of the products, of the systems, processes, and procedures. You should also have reward systems. You should have penalty systems. You should hire the right people, I would say. Don't hire people who think they know it all. And you as a leader also, you don't know it all. So it's very important to not just hire based on skill, hire people based on the values, hire people based on their openness to learn, openness to follow instructions. And then don't be afraid. As a business owner, sometimes you need to fire people, and it's totally okay for you to do so. So include them in the decision-making on this processes and system. Let them understand the importance and the impact of following the processes and system has on your business. And ultimately, if they are the right people in your team, or you have the right people in your team, they will see reason to why they should follow it. And then have a reward system and have a punishment system instituted. And yeah, hold people accountable to what you say, what they need to do. People need to send in their reports, and they don't send in their reports, you can have a penalty to that effect. If people who are supposed to ask for a specific permission or something like that, or notify you before they do something and they don't notify you for that, not all the time you may have to punish. You should also deal with people with empathy and consideration, because that is very important as a leader. Let me know if that answers your question. Somebody says, I have some 3 noted down questions to ask. You can call on me. All right, please, you can either unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, how are you?
Yes, this is Amina.
Hi, Amina, thank you for joining us. And how can I help you?
Thank you so much for this great meeting you had with us. My question is, you were saying we shouldn't just keep our monies in the bank, like we shouldn't just save it, but we should save it as is it treasury bill for government to pay. I don't really get it. What do you mean by that, please?
Okay.
Is there a way of keeping money that you can get paid, especially if you have a business and you have a business account? How can you have like some advantages? I think it's about the point you were saying, and I don't really get it. Thank you.
Okay. So what I was saying is, don't leave money idle. When money is in your bank account, basically just in your savings account, you don't generate any interest or make any money from it. You're just keeping it there and they're removing bank charges. So if you have money that you know you can keep away for 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, you can go to your bank and you tell your bank that you want to buy government treasury bills. Mostly, I don't think, okay, I think the minimum maybe is like 1,000 CDs or something like that. In some countries, it's typically less than $200. You just sign a form and then you keep your money with the government. It's like you're borrowing money to the government. That's what treasury bills is. It's a product, it's an investment product. And interest rates are between 18% up to 25%, depending on the country you're in. Some countries have lower interest rates so that you can make money from the money that is sitting down and not just have it sitting in the bank account. But if you don't have the time or you need your money within 3 months, then treasury bills may not be the right investment product for you. And utilize your money in order for you to make more money from it. Because the purpose of having money, or one of the reasons, or one of the purpose of growing, or one of the ways you can grow your business is also make sure that the money you have is growing in its own capacity. Let me know if that answers your question. So I'm going to move on.
Please. It answers. Can I ask another one, or I have to let someone to come in?
You can.
Okay. I'm into shea butter processing. I'm working with women in my community and looking at adding more value to shea butter. So you were speaking of diversification of products. So I want to know, like, is it that one, like, I don't really get it. Does it mean you have to be organizing other events that are relating to that? And that one, should you look for sponsors or you yourself should sponsor it? Like, I want you to give an example of how I can diversify with my shea butter business. Thank you.
Okay, so shea butter business, you can sell the shea butter. You can teach people how to make or process the shea butter. You can teach, let me see, what else can you do? You can speak about, I don't know if your shea butter cooperative is, what do they call it? Is it sustainable? No. Ethical supply chain issues. You can, if you want to organize an event, you don't necessarily need sponsors. This event we are organizing, for example, right now, nobody is sponsoring this event. The company who is sponsoring the event is the same company that is hosting the event. And we are not necessarily incurring much cost to put this together. It's basically our time that we are putting, which is a paid time. So in terms of events, you have to determine what event is it. Is it an event for other people to come and sell their shea butter, or is it an event to train people? If it is an event to train people, charge the people. Those who are ready to pay, let them come. Those who don't want to pay, they shouldn't come. And then you can look for, what do you call it? You can look for companies overseas that you can give them the unprocessed shea butter that you can export. Depending, I don't know what your capacity is, but you can export the shea butter. You can also teach people or create documentary series that talks about maybe ethical issues in relation to the shea butter production. Then you can get a company that can sponsor you a grant. It's not easy, so I'm not going to say it's an easy thing to do, but you can get grants to conduct some form of research in relation to the industry from time to time. And then also you can pitch yourself at skincare related events, conferences. Please mute yourself if you're not. So I cannot tell you at what point you should go out of business, especially on this call, because I don't know what you have tried. So sometimes you may have to pause the business, not leave the business. You may have to pause the business and go and learn about how to grow the business in order for you to come back to the business. Sometimes also, maybe it's simply not working. You don't have the skill, or you don't have the experience, or your level of experience has not reached the level it needs to reach, and you can suspend the business And then when you acquire the business, you acquire the knowledge, you can come back. You can also leave your business when you don't feel fulfilled with your business, or you can sell the business to somebody else. In Ghana, you can sell your business, but it's not a very easy process to do. You can sell your business, especially if you have customers, sell the customer database, you let the customers know that you're selling the business to this person or to this company. You can sell the business, you can pause the business, you can also partner with somebody else so that you can be able to grow the business with them using their expertise. So I don't know what you have tried and what business it is, so I can't be able to advise you at what point to exit the business. And sometimes also you can exit your business when you believe that you have made sufficient amount of money from the business and it no longer serves your needs or you are no longer passionate about it. Sometimes also you can sell the business simply because you believe personally that you can no longer run the business. And selling a business or exiting a business is not necessarily a sign of failure. So a lot of people sell businesses because they are moving overseas. Some people sell businesses because they feel like it's not working, the customers are not responding, the marketplace is not responding. It's totally okay. You can sell your business at whatever point it is, but make sure that you have indeed tried everything that you have tried and you have sought for help where you need to seek for it. Okay, let me know if that answers your question or if you want to provide more information.
Yep, it answers. Thank you.
Very well.
Okay.
Your questions? Isaac, you also said you have 3 questions. So do you want to skip them?
I have some questions, but then someone's hand is up, so we'll give the person the opportunity to ask. I think Davison, can you please ask your question before I ask mine?
And then while we're asking the questions, we will appreciate if the audience can give us written feedback on this program through the chat box or through our social media link. Isaac, please post the social media link. We'll appreciate to get an honest feedback on this particular masterclass. Richard said, I have 2 questions, please. So either unmute yourself or drop the question in the chat box. Thank you.
Hello, Richard, you can unmute yourself and, okay, it's a good presentation.
Okay, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Richard.
Yes, thank you for this exposure. I'm grateful for, I've learned something new today. My first question is on the second strategy.
Okay.
Yes, that's improving on the leadership skills and then building winning team culture. Yeah, in the recruitment process, let's say you are recruiting, you want more people to join your team, and then you need the best. And you see nowadays, because of job issues, people pretend, people fake their CVs and the rest. Even in the interviews, people say stories that are not actually true. But here's the situation: you find yourself recruiting the person who actually faked his CV, told you wrong, false stories in the interview, and came on board. The person came on board, and you realize he's not what actually he said in the CVs and in the interview. So it will take you some time to reach your goal together as a company or as a business. So in this situation, will you take time to train the person to suit your specifications, or you do away with the person and replace the person?
Thank you for the question. Thank you for the question. This is a very common problem that most businesses have. It depends on the person. First, does the person align with your values? Is it just about skills, or is it more than just skills that they don't have? Are they coachable and they're trainable, and do they take corrections, or are they full of themselves? Is the person ethical, and do they align with the organizational culture that you're trying to build? So definitely training is very important, irrespective of whether the person is experienced or not. You should give trainings. Also, one thing is I always advise do not give full-time employment from the get-go. give contract employment or what do you call it, probational employment for 3 months or 6 months maximum. 3 months is most ideal, and see if the person aligns with your expectation. If they align with your training within the first week or two of their recruitment, you should train everybody. And then also you should provide them with the skill, with the resources that they need to go and study on their own, and give them time. So these are the few strategies I can recommend. Don't hire full-time, hire part-time, and then maybe hire multiple people if you have the money to be able to pay them, so that you can be able to find the right people. It's not easy finding the right people, actually. And people can also change. But find out, why are they changing? Is it something that has to do with you, or is something that has to do with them? Support them where they need be. And if the person does not align,
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I think she's having some network challenge, so she will join us shortly.
Oh, okay.
I hope the explanation she has given thus far, answer some part of your question that you asked.
Yes, clear. I wanted to ask the second question though.
Okay, all right. So you can hold on to that when she joins, then you can ask your question.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So we appreciate you guys your time on this call. You can also give us a written feedback in the chat box, and you can follow our social media pages. Facebook is Finance Express Limited. Instagram is Finance_Express, and LinkedIn is Finance Express Limited. So you can drop the question in the chat box, or when she's back, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
I'm back.
Get the clarity that you need. You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back.
My internet is
Okay.
dropping today, so I think Marie and Jason have their hands up. Or Richardson, are you asking the second question, and does the response
Yes,
answer your question?
Yes, the second question, please. The second question is to do with strategy 5, which was talking about building ecosystem relationship partnership that can help you scale up. Mine is on this partnership. Let's say for instance, you are starting a business with someone. Partnering with someone, maybe the person is bringing this, you are bringing that. Somebody is bringing money. Maybe you're also bringing maybe the place, the business premise, and other materials, and even other services that can contribute to start up. So how in my question is, how do you actually quantify the non-monetary sacrifices or the services when it comes to profit sharing?
Very, 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 very good question. I think this has to do with what we call the founders agreement. When you are starting a business, 2 people, most of the time, or 3 people, there will be one person who may have or is contributing only the finances. You need to quantify the value of the non-financial contributions and the time that you're going to spend in the business in order to allocate yourself shares. That's one. And then you also need to discuss and agree on what the profit sharing ratio is at the beginning of the business. In the case you don't do that, you may need to find a lawyer or a third party to sit between the two of you in order for you to quantify in real times the contribution and the value of each of your contributions. So if somebody is providing, let's say, the money, or is providing the physical space, if you were renting the space, right? How much are you going to pay? If if the person is contributing maybe, let's say, $10,000 or $20,000 or 20,000 cedis, and then you are dedicating your time, if you are going to be paid as a founder, not as an employee in other companies, how much is your time worth? You're going to be the one writing the letters, you're going to be the one attending to the customers, so you are doing multiple roles. How much is those roles going to be paid? And then also Beyond that, there is the IP, the intellectual property. Whose idea was it to start the business, or the value proposition is whose idea? So you need to, most of the time, get a lawyer, most preferred, or an IP lawyer most of the time, or a startup lawyer most of the time, to be able to come in, and then evaluator also to be able to describe that if it's in the case of conflicts. If it's at the beginning stages, you can all agree in writing and then create a founders agreement, and you honor that when the money starts coming in.
All right. Okay. I think
Okay.
it's okay. Yeah.
Most welcome. Does this answer your question?
Yes, it answers. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you so much for your questions as well. Marie, you can unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
Yes, I just want to ask a follow-up question on the partnership. So, mostly people go into business, like I, for instance, I'm in a business and I'm in partnership with someone. I thought maybe it ended at just the registrar general 50-50% shares. I didn't know that. I don't want to find out whether with what the documentation we have on the business that states that we have 50% shares, both of us. Does it end there, or I still have to get an IP lawyer to come and evaluate all of these things and document it again? And the second one too is that as a business, as a startup, at what point will it be okay to go in for a JV, joint venture agreement with a foreign company? And even with that, how do you get to that point? I just want to find out.
Okay.
And my business is more into safety, like products.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. So the first question, from a legal perspective, from the beginning of the business, you should have a founders agreement outside of the registration. That also talks about the fact that the revenue that you're going to generate from the business, some revenue will be for the founders and some revenue will be for the company. You need to separate your business money from your personal money. So I would say at the beginning stages. However, most businesses don't do that until there is conflict. And you always want to avoid resolution of conflict. Rather, you want to prevent the conflicts from happening or define the terms before all of you both are heated. So I would say from the beginning stages of the business, you should get a lawyer to draft you a founders agreement. And then you should sit. Don't just get the lawyer to draft the agreement. You should sit to define what will be shared, how, even if there's going to be new shareholders, who's going to relinquish, or what are the conditions for relinquishing of shares, what is the responsibility of both parties, and what can result into a revocation of shares and all that. Because some people will register business together. The other partner, 50%, is not doing anything, will not contribute anything, no money, no time, no resources. When the business start making money, they'll say, and we started the business together. And then there is a conflict. So you should be able to talk about under what conditions can a revocation or reduction of shares can happen, how much percentage of the revenue per annum is going to go, or per month is going to go to the founders, how much should go to the business. Because remember, if you're building a business, you need to separate your business income from your personal income, and you need to let the business grow as an entity of itself. And then in relation to your second question, in relation to joint venture, I don't know what the purpose of the joint venture is. It will depend, again, on what the responsibility of the both parties are. And if the foreign company that you are coming to the joint venture is, what are they bringing on board? What are you bringing on board? When you agree on all those terms, then you can go to the Registrar General Department and sign onto a joint venture, or you can have a legal agreement that does not involve the Registrar General Department. But it's always better to involve the Registrar General Department, especially when it has to do with finances. Because if both parties' names are not on the document, when it comes to bank account opening and bank control, would one party have more advantage, or yes, unfair advantage over the other, or not? So let me know if this answers your question, or if you would like to follow up.
Yes, it does. But I just want to also find out that how do you even get it in the first place? Is it something very difficult? What are the steps? What are the processes?
Finding the joint venture partner.
How do you prepare yourself?
I don't understand your question. Is it finding the partner or making the agreement?
Finding a partner. Once you find a partner, that's when the agreement comes in. So finding a partner, actually, as a startup.
Finding the partner, you have to do it yourself.
Yes.
You need to have a list of companies that you want to go into joint venture agreement with. You need to determine what value will it be for them to be in a partnership with you rather than your competitors, if you have any competitors. If it is a sole distributorship or whatever, it may not be a joint venture, it may just be a distributorship agreement. So you need to go online, find out which companies, 5, 10 companies you want to reach out to them on LinkedIn, follow them on their social media, read their annual reports, find out what matters to them, and then create a pitch and send it to maybe the head of operations, because I believe that's the head of operations or the general manager or the, what do you call it, international growth manager, if there's anything like that in the company. Schedule meetings with them. But you have to make sure that what you are saying you can deliver on it, and you already have traction or track record in your local environment. So it's about building the relationship. And also maybe sometimes you can participate in industry-related events, especially this trade-related conferences that maybe the company is going to attend. You can reach out to them and let them know that you'll be at this event and you'd like to discuss blah, blah, blah with them, and this is what it is. So you have to reach out. It's just like you need to create a partnership with a relevant government institution. You have to write them a letter, you have to schedule a meeting, you have to meet up with them, to define why you want to partner with them. Some of them will accept instantly. Some will say, okay, let's just have a relationship. Let's see what you can do. So you have to initiate the relationship. Some government institution will tell you, okay, when you bring us the customers, if let's say, for example, Ghana Free Zone Authority can say to your consulting firm, when you bring us 10 or 20 customers to register in the free zones, then we can consider listing you as a partner on our website or something like that. So you have to be committed to delivering on whatever it is that you say you want to commit to. And then you just have to make the initiative, contact people on LinkedIn, and then learn actually, I think the most important thing is learning how to contact people in a way that it doesn't seem salesy. Yes, in a way that doesn't seem salesy, so that they can be able to respond to you with the level of, I don't want to call it respect, but the level of mutuality that you need to be able to progress on the transaction. Does that answer your question?
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. All right, so we'll move on to the next person, Isaac and Davidson.
Okay, all right. So I've got two questions here. For you. Now, the first question is, we are talking about business growth, and business growth also covers revenue growth. So I want the product diversification. So I want to introduce a new product or service. Having done all my homework, my market research, my target audience, the problem this product is meant to solve, how do I penetrate the market, the new market? So that is my first question. Now, my next question is, are there any support systems or structures in place by the government that these startups can take advantage of?
Okay, thank you for the question. So about penetration strategy, I always recommend to start with a sample group. Launching a new product or service as a business that has already been in existence may not be very difficult. However, it can be difficult if the existing customers do not need the new service that you are introducing. So start with your existing customers, ask them for referrals, ask them to try the new service, ask them for honest feedback, give them a discount if you can, or give them more value than they pay for. Incentivize people to try your new services. And then also sometimes you can do what people call the pre-sale. So you can have people sign on to buy your product or your service before it launches. So the same way book writers or authors pre-sell their books, they say you can pre-order, you can do that. In other ways, you may have to create a service. I always recommend not entirely creating the service without having a test group of customers that will use the service and give you feedback on it so that you can improve, just like a software or an app. People have users, right? Beta testing. They have users, people use the service, they give them feedback, this is working, this is not working, we want this to be changed. So work on getting a test group, request referrals from your customers, incentivize your existing customers to use a new service, and then reach out to new industries or new marketplaces. Identify where are your customers going to be, both physically and online, and engage with them to get them to try your service. It's a lot of trial and error. There are proven methods that other people have used that they can share with you, but most companies, they tried, they failed, and then they moved forward. But there are a lot of strategies that you can employ to be able to sell your new products to a new market. You can also partner with people who are already having your market space. So let's say you want to sell to students, you can partner with universities, you can partner with student associations, and then get a few of them. And then you also have to know that most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, new products, especially for service-based businesses, may take time for people to start patronizing it because they may already have service providers that they need to switch to. So you need to know what makes you different, and you need to sell what makes you different rather than just selling the product to the customers. Let me know if that answers your question. And in relation to government support programs, there are quite a few government support programs. I cannot mention one in particular right now. However, the current government of Ghana have a number of programs through the Ministry of, what is it called? Through the Youth Employment, NYA, what's NYA called? National Youth Authority. Yes, they have some programs under the National Youth Authority. They have some programs under the GIPC. They have some programs under the NEP, which is National Entrepreneurship, what's NEP called? NEIP. Entrepreneurship Innovation Program, thank you. So, and then also sometimes under the ministries and also under the NBSSI, National Bureau for Small Scale Business Associations. So some of these programs, you will have to go specific to the government website for either a ministry website or an agency website to find them. It's a new year, so new programs are going to be instituted, and as and when we have this information, we can share with you guys on social media.
Okay, thank you. That answers my question.
Thank you very much. So
yes,
in the absence of any further questions, please move on to the next slide. So how can we help you? Here at Finance, we can help you through business strategy consulting. So if you have any need in relation to how you want to grow your business, strategy, compliance, and operational consulting, you can book a free consultation with us for 15 minutes to determine if you're the right fit and we are the right fit for you. And then we can move on to the paid consultation. Business growth advisory, we provide financial and cost management consulting, business setup advisory, and market expansion advisory. Let's move on to the next slide. We also offer tax, accounting, and compliance services. 30th April is going to be the last day that companies are required to file their annual returns and file their taxes. So we have a special offer for all those who contact us before the 30th of March. We do not want last minute requests. So we'll encourage you, if you have a startup here or you have a registered company that has not filed your annual returns to the RGD, you haven't filed or registered as a taxpayer, and you've been existing for more than 18 months, you need to do that. you can contact us to get the startup pack, and we will be happy to share with you more information when you book the free consultation. Mr. Isaac, please share the free consultation link onto the chat box and move on to the next slide. Conclusively, getting and implementing the right strategies from the beginning is a sure way to have your business growth and success, keeping in mind at all times to reduce your financial risks. You need any additional help on implementing the strategies that we have spoke about in today's on today's call, you can book a paid consultation session with us, with one of our consultants. But before you do, you can book a 15 minutes free consultation or discovery call to determine if this is right for you. We'll highly encourage you to stay connected with us on all our social media platforms. Follow us on social media. And here are our contact numbers, our office number, and our WhatsApp number, and our email address for you to send us any inquiry that you may have. So in the absence of any further questions, we would like to thank you very much, all of you, for participating in today's masterclass. We truly hope that you implement some of the strategies that we have shared with you today and that it impacts your business in a positive perspective. So we will appreciate your feedback, written feedback. So you can do so either in the chat box. If you have any further questions, you can ask now, or you can send us a private message on our Instagram page in order for us to be able to respond to that. We have also shared with you on the chat box our consultation link. If you want to book a consultation session or determine if we are the right fit for you or your business, do book the session using the link below. It's 15 minutes, it's free, so provide us as much information as we have requested on the form in order for us to be able to serve you better. At this point, I would like to thank my colleagues, the event team members, for putting this event together. And thank you all for staying together with us, all 19 of you. 2 people have just left. For participating in today's session. We hope that this has been of value to you, and we look forward to serving you currently or in the future. If you need any of our products and services, we'll be happy to assist you to render those services to you with ease. Somebody here has a question. You say, how do you promote remote service business? I don't understand your question, so perhaps if you can ask it verbally, that will be better. Isaac, let's move on to the next slide. Let us know if you have copied and pasted the consultation link on your personal WhatsApp or whatever. And please do well to also share the consultation link with business owners and business leaders that you believe will need our service. We all grow our business through people, and we will appreciate if you can be part of the people who will spread the word about our business so that we can reach more customers. In the absence of any further questions, we would like to thank you very much for participating in today's masterclass. We hope that this has been of value to you and you will take massive action towards implementing some of the strategies that we have shared with you. So Richard, yes, we do help businesses to register here in Ghana and also in Dubai and in Nigeria as well. So if you want to register your business, you want to change the registration status, whether you're a Ghanaian or you're a Nigerian or any other nationality, we're happy to help you. If you want to send or receive monies from any of these countries that we have mentioned, Ghana, Nigeria, Dubai, China, Turkey, or Ivory Coast, we'll be happy to do that for you. It's instant. The person over there gets the payment on time. We do this through our foreign currency exchange bureaus and our MTO operators. So you are rest assured of an excellent service. If you have any tax, accounting, or any other related compliance service, work permit, resident permit, you need help with, you have issues with the tax authorities and you need an external tax consultant to come in, we'll be happy to share with you our tax and compliance consultant's contact so that he can assist you with dealing with the tax authorities. In the absence of any further contribution, thank you all for the day. We are your most reliable partner, and thank you for joining us on today's webinar session. Bye for now.
Thank you guys for being on the phone. We really appreciate your stay with us. We do hope that you connect with us through the consultation link that has been shared, and also connect with us on our social media pages, Facebook at Finance Express Limited, Instagram at Finance_Express, and then LinkedIn at Finance Express Limited. You can also reach us at info@Finance Limited. And you can also reach us on 030-224-86782 or 026-181-6959. We appreciate your stay with us, and we look forward to doing business with you. Connect with us and let's grow together. Thank you for your stay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.